Hello again. In this video we're going to look at completing a bank statement. If you haven't already to hand, can you make sure you grab yourself a calculator, because you will need it for some of these practice questions. So do pause the video now and grab one for yourself. The first question we're going to look at is here on the screen. Now if we look at it, in terms of your bank account or a bank statement, some things come out of your bank balance, others go into it, they're good, etc. So if we look at the description first and just take a look at council tax. So council tax, there's nothing in the credit section, it's been debited to my account. Now council tax is something you pay, so that's not good, that's money that comes out of my account. If we go down a little bit, we've got salary. Salary on the other hand is in the credit section. Salary is good, you earn that, it goes into your account, it improves your bank balance. So the credit section is always going to be something that is added onto your balance. It is good. The debit section, that's something you pay, it comes out of your account, so you subtract it from your balance. So that's the first thing I'll be noting anytime I get a question like that. Right, I've got a couple of blanks here to fill in. We don't know the starting balance, but we know that whatever it was, this amount was subtracted from it, and we ended up with £72.09. So we're going to have to work backwards on this one and think, what did we have before the 72? Before that 189, etc. was subtracted from it. So grab your calculator, and what we need to do is we need to do 72.09. We're going to add on the £189.34. So we had £261.43. So if you think about it, if you take that number and subtract the council tax, we would end up with a balance then of £72.09. Now the next section we're missing, we've got £72 in our account. Something is refunded, it's in the credit section, so it's added on. So what did we add on to get 86.75? So let's do 86.75 and we subtract the 72. And I've made a mistake already in my calculator. That 0.9, that should have been 0.09. So let's try that again. It was 86.75 subtract 72.09. Now that looks right, and there's my answer, £14.66 we were refunded. And lastly, we've got £86 in our bank. My salary comes in, it's in the credit section, so it's added on to my balance to give a final balance. And we've got a nice healthy balance at the end of the month of 1,517 and our 4 pence. And that's how you complete a bank statement. So key things to take from it really. Credit, that's good. That's credited to your account, it's added onto your balance. Debit, they're your expenses, they come out of your account, so they are subtracted from your balance. Any of those blank sections that are grayed out, they're grayed out for a reason, is that they're not part of that credit or debit, so you just ignore those. So here's our next example, and what I'd suggest is, if you're feeling confident about this, try it and have a go at it for yourself. Look at those descriptions, think about what credit and debit mean, and go from there. So pause the video now. Right, let's see how we do on this one. So we've got a starting balance of £37.60. Salary is in the credit section, so it is added on. That's good. Something's been added on to give us this balance then. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to look at what's the difference between those two numbers. 324.85 subtract 37.6 So my salary was £287.25, and I'm just going to look at that and think, does that look realistic? I've got 37, we add on 287, yeah, it looks realistic. We get roughly 324. And then we come along, and the gas bill, that needs to be paid. It's in the debit section, so that's subtracted from my balance. So let's take our previous balance of 324.85 and subtract the £50. We get 274.85. So I've got that much in my bank account, and then on the 17th of April I've got to pay my council tax. It's in the debit section, so it does need to be subtracted. So we take that previous balance and subtract my £61.84, and at the end of the week or the end of the month we've got 213.01 left in our bank. Hope you had some success with that if you did try it for yourself. And again, just to remind us, anything that is credited to your account, that is added on. If it is debited to your account, then that is subtracted from your balance. Let's take a look at one more example, and again this is one that I would like you to try for yourself, so pause the video now. Right, let's see how we go on this. So credit, I know that is good, that is added onto my account balance, and then debit, that is subtracted from my account balance. So first up, we've got a balance of this much. We debited 256, so that is going to be subtracted. We've got a new balance now of 284.79. And then we come along and we've got another bill. We've got the gas bill to pay. It's in the debit section. So we subtract my previous balance. And it's gone down, which is realistic. 797.48. And lastly, towards the end of the month, we get a nice boost to our bank balance. We get my salary is paid in, it's credited, so I'm going to have to add that onto the previous balance. And that looks realistic. 2,867.23. That's my final balance at the end of the month, and that's how you do a bank statement. So hopefully you understand that. Key takeaways really are: if it's credited to your account, it is added on. If it is debited, you're going to have to subtract. In terms of what's missing in here, you might have to do the inverse to think about what you had before something was added or subtracted. Thank you for watching the video as always.